Dr. Doreen Granpeesheh is the
Dr. Doreen is an expert in autism.
Doreen Granpeesheh.
Dr. Granpeesheh.
Dr. Doreen Granpeesheh.
Dr. Doreen Granpeesheh is a visionary in the field of autism. Now you can ask her questions on Ask Dr. Doreen.
They're saying, hello, any tips on getting my shy, quiet, homeschooled 7th grader to try new things? He has autism and slow processing, but is on grade level. We are open to anything other than YouTube videos. He says no to pretty much anything and everything, no matter how short and effortless the activity is. He has no idea of the things he likes. We are desperate to expand his horizons. And I think this is so many parents that are out there right now that their kids are just watching TV, just watching YouTube, just playing video games. And we let them, I'm guilty as charged, we let them because it was all they had for a year. But now we're like, okay, how do we get them back into life?
Yeah, so there's two things I want to say about that, and it's actually really funny because yesterday I was on a hike with my youngest, who's in town right now for spring break, and she was asking me, we were talking about stuff, and I was just like, you just need to get better at, she was saying how, this is what she was saying actually, just our viewers will enjoy this. She's 19, she's in her second year of university, but she's very advanced socially. And so she was saying that she's finding it very hard to be adult and all the responsibilities that go with being adult, because you have to, you know, pay your rent and pay your bills and cook for yourself and go shopping and all this sort of stuff. And she never realized how much there is. And I said, no, this is great, because all you have to do is you have to sit down with me when we go home, and I forgot to do it, so I'll do it today. And we'll look at this 4 or 5 page reinforcement inventory that I have, and you can select things that are important to you, and you just are learning to regulate your life, which is part of what we all go through, and it'll get easier. And what you need to do is remember to balance things. So the more demand, the more reward. There always has to be a balance between demands and rewards in life. And so for all of our kids, for all of us moms, for all of our dads, all human beings have to learn to balance their own lives. So what does that mean? That means little things every day. That means you make a list of all the reinforcers that have any kind of meaning to you at all, and you make sure that they are in some way or another infused in your life. Now, some of us have reinforcers just because we love our kids so much, we hanging out with them as a reinforcer, right? But a lot of us have a lot of demand on us, right? I didn't even want to go into it with my daughter yesterday, but I was like thinking of the 5,000 things I juggle in a given day. But I reward myself in a lot of ways too. I incredibly enjoy having my kids around, but I work out, I have my puppies that I love, I go on hikes, I sleep early, whatever it is that I enjoy, you know, we pamper ourselves in small ways here or there. And so it's the same thing with our kids. You just need to look at this reinforcement inventory again, because I promise you there are things you don't remember, or you've never thought of, and you're like, you know what, this might actually work. Like, it might be reinforcing enough if I give him music instead of video. I don't know, it'll be different for every child. It might be reinforcing for him if I get him a small trampoline in the backyard as opposed to letting him sit on the video. It might be, you'll get ideas off of this list, which Shannon, we should really share with our viewers. Because it's a very long list of, you know, at some point we've sat down and thought about every possible thing for humans, children and adults. You can modify it, things that are rewarding. And then that's, first of all, you select all of those. And secondly, you remember that things change. So today something might be reinforcing where tomorrow it won't be. Rewards change, and the value of rewards change. Now, the other things I want to say about this is that you can make something completely neutral feel valuable. by pairing it with a reinforcer. So if you guys think about money, money on its own is just a token. It's a piece of paper, or it's a piece of metal, right? The reason it has value is because it has been paired with the ability to purchase. So it has become valuable because the things we get with money are valuable. Food, clothing, shelter, whatever it is, those are the things, right? They have value. And because money enables us to get those things, money becomes valuable. So if you have a rewarding thing, let's say the video, and now you want to make something else feel rewarding, pair those two things. It's actually, you will follow the non-rewarding thing with the rewarding thing in close contact, and they will get conditioned to each other. Okay, so and then you can fade out the rewarding thing, because the thing that preceded it will now also take on rewarding qualities of its own. That's a little complicated, but I just want to throw that at parents to try. The other last thing I want to say about this quickly is that put your child on a schedule and stick to the schedule, and don't worry if they lose it. Everybody loses it. We lose it. Like, let's face it, every Monday, half the population out there is upset that the weekend is over, right? That means my reinforcer just ended. I got to get back to work at 8 o'clock in the morning. So everybody has that. But the sooner our kids get on a regimen, on a schedule, it doesn't matter if they tantrum or it doesn't, none of that matters. Within a few days, they will adjust to the schedule if you keep consistent with it. And if you make sure there's enough reward in it, not excessive, but enough. And again, the rule of thumb is the more demand, the more reward. If you're giving your child a very heavy day, make sure they have a lot of reward in there.
Okay, and a couple of different things here, because we have a question about skills, but I do want to say we definitely want that reinforcement list, Dr. Granpeesheh, to share with everybody. And I just want to say this conversation goes back to what we started talking about with talking about St. Patrick's Day and Persian New Year, that a lot of us with kids on the spectrum have found that, our kids don't particularly want to go out. They don't want to try new things. They'll fuss about it. They'll even throw tantrums about it. But, a lot of us have found that until we took our kids and forced them to be exposed to things, and when I say force, they're good things, but it's like you got to get them in the car, and they don't want to get in the car to go. But as Dr. Granpeesheh, we used to, In-N-Out was a big In-N-Out burger here in Los Angeles. Big reinforcer for him to get an In-N-Out burger, and he would get it gluten-free without the bun, but that was the big deal. So we took him to museums. We took him, I know it's hard in COVID, but things are starting to open back up. We took him every month. They would have what they would call a musical petting zoo at the local orchestra, which meant that your kids got to go and try the clarinet, try the violin, because how would you know what they're interested in? And one of my dear friends, she had no idea. Her daughter wasn't communicating very much, wasn't speaking very much. But she would put things on the television. She put Phantom of the Opera on the television, left the room for a second, and her daughter was singing opera.
Absolutely.
And this young woman has now sung at the White House twice. Amazing. And she would never have known that her daughter was into that. But you have to expose them. So you have to sort of get over that thing where they're freaking out about stuff and let them, as Dr. Granpeesheh, be on their schedule and have their feelings about it. They're gonna be like, I don't want to. And you go, I heard you. Let's get in the car, and give them the reinforcer for it. Thanks for watching Autism Live. If you found anything helpful in this video, please give us a like. In fact, make sure that you smash that subscribe button on YouTube and give us a like on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram for important updates. And please download our free podcast wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me and one for you too. Bye-bye for now.
To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.